What's up? Day 16. I definitely lost a little of my voice. It was weird. If I talk, I don't know, a certain pitch or a certain like level, it'll like crack. And yeah, I gotta stop doing this at night. I meant to do it this morning, and I just feel like I feel like if I do it at night, I'm just exhausted, and so my energy isn't where I want it to be. But it's all work in progress. Just kind of learning about it. I This morning I probably should have got up a little earlier, but didn't get out of bed till like 9. And dude, I'm not a morning person. 9. I mean, I can think back 6 or 7 years ago. I wasn't getting up till like 11 each day, and I definitely get up earlier. Most times, try to get up around 8. Um, what's up, Russell? I need to keep that door closed though. Hold on one sec. Just because it's late in my house. Um, I mean, it's what 11:30. Um, yeah, what was I saying? Fuck, gotta get on these ADD meds. um, I definitely get up earlier now, and I've really, especially with that not drinking, I'm trying to get to bed a little bit earlier, but I do value my sleep a lot, so I definitely will always try to get at least 8 hours of sleep. And if I am in bed 8.5 to 9 hours, that means I get 8 hours. So I do really focus on trying to get rest. But um, yeah, so I did the gym and the walk outside, and I was like, I really want to go. I signed up for some testosterone, which I'm excited about. So hopefully, I'll have a lot more energy. Russell, God, they're like fighting through the doorway. Momo's on one side and Russell's on the other, just like going to town. But dude, you cannot leave doors shut because, like, I'm sure you know if you have a cat, if you have, like, if I shut Russell in my room, then he wants to go outside in the middle of the night and he just scratches on the door until I wake up and then I let him out. But if I were to shut my door again, then he would scratch on the outside until I let him in, and it's just like non-stop. So always got to leave my door cracked so that way he can go in and out. It's so annoying. But yeah, what was I saying? Fuck. Oh yeah, so I signed up for testosterone. Need to go into this lab place to get my blood drawn, and I had to fast. So I didn't eat after my gym or anything, but I went in, and then I also wanted to go to Oregon to buy some weed. And I was like, fuck, dude, I don't even know if I'll have enough time to get out there before I go to work. But originally, I thought I'd have plenty of time. But then, yeah, just the time fucking goes away. So I didn't have time to do this morning. I probably could have pulled it out real quick before, but I also didn't want to cut it short and then not be able to go to Oregon. So I was able to get my blood drawn and get some lunch and go to Oregon and get the weed I wanted all in time before work. So that was pretty fucking dope. Hopefully, some of the weed I got for Cinda will help her sleep a little better. And then I also just like to take a little toke here and there before bed, especially now that I'm not drinking. So I used to be quite the stoner. I wasn't like a wake and baker per se, but every fucking night after serving or bartending, I would go home and smoke a fuck ton of weed, eat like a frozen pizza and a bowl of ice cream, dude. Oh my god, I did that for years. Um, Especially when I was saving to build this house, I was just like, I'm not spending money out, and I was selling weed. Yeah, that's kind of funny. Like those days, I think I sold weed for like 6 or 7 years, and I just, fuck, man, I just fell into it. Sold it, just buy a little extra for your friends, and then you just start like getting more and more people that are buying from you, and all of a sudden you're selling weed. So, and that kind of all ended during COVID. So it was only a couple of years ago that I stopped selling weed. But with Oregon so close now, it's just so cheap to buy there. I think I bought an ounce for $60 or something. Um, Kind of crazy, but I guess I'm not. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about drugs on YouTube or not, but whatever. Um, I yeah, I think that every state it has some sort of legality except for Idaho, which is crazy. But definitely feeling the I guess the tiredness. What is the fatigue? Partially because of being a little sick or under the weather, and then yeah, just kind of running around and doing all the shit for 75 hard. So tomorrow I got to do fucking leg day, and I hate leg day. And I'm also trying to still figure out how to start doing this movement method so I can strengthen my joints and shit. But yeah, it's fuck, dude. I guess it's pretty good. I have what's today, the 16th, so this will be my 16th day doing it. Before you know it, I'll be at 3 weeks. But it's gonna be a test next week when I go to Vegas. That is for sure. What else is good? I started reading this book, Tuesdays with Morrie. Cindy gave it to me. I just started it yesterday because I finished the Gambling Game, but it says an old man, a young man, and life's greatest lessons, and I think it's about this old professor who all the students loved, and then he found out he had Lou Gehrig's disease, or Gehrig's, but which like your cells and your nerves like start deteriorating really fast, and your body just starts breaking down. So I guess it's just how he tackles knowing he's gonna die, and the way that he views death, and then the lessons that he passes on to the student that was with him through the last chapter of his life. So it's yeah, I mean, it started a little bit heavy, but apparently it's really good. So gonna read that, and then I'm waiting to get the Hitmakers book in. I bought on Walmart for, it was pretty cheap, but I'm gonna read that for a while as well. I figure if I do 10 pages a day, I mean, I guess it depends on the book. Like that first book I read was pretty light. I finished that doing 10 pages a day in 2 weeks time. So if the books are like that, like I'm gonna finish 5 to 10 books throughout the course of this 2.5 months, which will be cool. But maybe I'll tackle some heavier books too. But this one seems pretty short on the pages and stuff. Yeah, I still think just getting everything in on some of these busy days is the hardest part for me. I like, if I have the whole day off, I can kind of bang all these things out in a row, but like sometimes I just, like with work and whatever else, I got to do some of it in the morning and then some at night, and I'm doing other stuff. So I just heard from this real estate agent that I worked for last March. I filmed in March, and I had done a ton of work, filmed everything, and then I had a bunch of editing. So I did all this editing, and I got like the first round of edits to them, and then they just like never reviewed anything, never gave me notes. And I was like, hey, I'm still waiting on, reviews on some of this stuff and what you want with the other stuff, and just they never like worked on it at all. So like 8 and 9 months later, they still haven't worked on anything. I hit them up one other time, like, hey, I'm still down to do all this stuff. She finally hit me up on 2 days ago or something, and she's like, hey, we're gonna finally get to these videos. And I was like, damn it, I gotta go back and do all this editing, which I've already been paid for. But I was vastly undercharging, and so I feel like the money I made, like, probably per hour works out to be like $15 an hour doing like tedious editing, which is just awful. So I have definitely on my radar a lot since doing that. But I learned a lot and made some connections and stuff. So I don't necessarily regret it, but in the moment it was pretty brutal just working on all this shit and being like, holy fuck, I am barely making any money for the amount of work that I'm putting in. And it was the shit that burned me out from doing this kind of stuff and doing my podcast, where I was just like, dude, I didn't want to do any sort of video work outside of that because it was so burnt out. And it's just a lot of tedious bullshit when you're editing and stuff. So it's nice with this because I literally go live, chat. I mean, I already kind of know the lighting and the camera angles and stuff, and then I figured out how to go live, and so that's pretty easy for me to plug and play. And then afterwards, I just edit the title a little bit. Ideally, I can start editing the thumbnails and stuff on the videos, but as of now, we're just trying to get in this routine and stuff, and figure out how to talk and go through things that are going in my brain. So that's kind of a fun experiment. I finally hung my whiteboard. I am setting up my weekly schedule on it, and so I am gonna have my days pretty much split into 2 blocks. I'm not trying to go too detailed. So I have my first 5 hours of my day and my second 5 hours of my day, and trying to determine where I want to place things. And me and my therapist talked about on days I'm not working at the bar and I have the full day to work on my own stuff, using the gym as like a reward, because I really do like going to the gym. And typically I would just go first thing, but if I'm dilly-dallying around the house, I wake up at 9, I drink my water, fucking around, finally get to the gym. I'm there for like 2.5 hours, get home, eat, shower. By that time, it's always like 1 o'clock. And then I would work for a few hours, and then it's dark, and I start losing motivation. So we kind of figured out the schedule, which I want to start trying, where I get up and drink my water and then just start working on one of my projects for at least 3 hours. And so if I'm up at 8, get to work by 9, even if I work till noon, that's 3 hours of time that I can, or say I get up and even eat first, and then I work for 3 hours, then it's noon 30, whatever, and I at least have something done. And then I'm like, if my brain's kind of getting fried a little bit, be like, all right, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to go to the gym, and then I'm going to go do my outside workout. I'm going to go do my live video, and then maybe it's 2 or 3 at that point. Probably 3 if I'm being realistic. And then I can go do another section of 3, 4, 5 hours of work, and see how that goes. So, that's what I'm going to try tomorrow. And then Saturday I work all day. Sunday me and Sin have date night. And I'll probably try it again next Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, because I feel, especially in the winter, dude, it gets dark so fucking early. I mean, as soon as these get dark, I just start yawning. Like, I could drink a coffee right when it gets dark, and I'm still like, oh my god, I'm so fucking tired. And I know that, probably winters in the long history of mankind were for a little more hibernation and shit like that. But I'm still trying to get shit done here. But fuck, man, it is hard. And I feel like when I sleep in too much, then I'm like wasting half the day, or wasting half the daylight anyway. So I really am excited about trying this new schedule, and then also just seeing it every day and being able to look, take some of the things off like my weekly / monthly to-do list, that like the big projects that I want to work on, and actually putting in these blocks of time where I'm like, okay, Tuesday day, I'm gonna work on, let's see what I got, cleaning out my Mac. I need to like delete files and move things around. So like, say I'm like, okay, I'm gonna dedicate 3 hours on Tuesday day to clean out my mech 3 or 4 hours in the morning. And then when I'm burnt out on that, then I'm going to go do the gym and shit. And then in the afternoon, maybe I'm going to work on some music or something. So, and I'm going to use like a dedicated day to start playing and making music and stuff, or at least a dedicated afternoon to start. So very excited about that. Yeah, I'm trying to stay consistent with obviously all this shit. Try to stay consistent with getting a podcast out every week. And then also some clips along with that. That will hopefully get easier over time. I'm using AI. But yeah, it's interesting and fun. And tonight I'm going to try to journal and look at things that, 3 things that I feel like help me in the game and help me move myself forward, and that were a positive accomplishment. So, yeah, tomorrow I'm going to do this, though not at the end of the night because, yeah, I'm exhausted. So sorry for the lack of energy, but if you're checking it out, shoot me a comment if you want, and follow along the journey. So until tomorrow, peace.